Fall is my favorite time of the year, but I always used to dread this time of year because the backs of my hands would dry and flake and crack and bleed every single fall and winter months. So I'm going to share with you 7 things that you can do to help prevent this, both with products and with lifestyle tips. Little things that make a big difference. So you want to use lukewarm water whenever you're washing your hands or whenever you're showering. You want to use lukewarm water because it's not going to strip your skin of moisture. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. If it's super hot, you're going to strip your skin of natural oils. If it's too cold, obviously that's going to make problems worse. It's going to make your hands freezing cold and then could lead to more cracking on the skin. So lukewarm water is going to be your best friend. If you're like, but I love my hot showers, I have to have my hot showers. Try to keep them super fast and short. Don't do hot water when you're washing your hands, especially because think about how many times a day you're washing your hands this time of year. It makes a big difference, the lukewarm water. That people don't often realize it. I didn't realize it for months and years, really years. All growing up, I would just pick any old soap that smelled good for my hands and another one that worked for my body, not ever thinking about what's the ingredients in that soap that I'm using, what's it doing to my skin. I've come to learn that soap plays a big role in the texture and feel and moisture of your skin. It's not just the skincare products that you're using, like the creams and the serums and the whatnot. The soap makes a huge difference. So what I have found personally that works really, really well is Castile soap. I'll put a link to that down below, the ones that I really like. They come in liquid form and bar soap form. They are great for washing your hands when you're washing them 5 million times a day. And it's great to use when you are showering. So that way you're moisturizing your skin every time you cleanse. So it has cleansing properties, but it also moisturizes at the same time. So you don't have to strip your skin of moisture every single time you wash your hands. You would be amazed at what big difference just this little tip right here will make a difference for your skin if you experience dry, flaking, and cracking skin. As I said earlier, I used to have severely dry, flaking, cracking, bleeding skin on the backs of my hands, specifically in the fall and the winter months, ever since I can remember. As a child, I would put lotion and gloves on when I would go to bed, thinking that would help bring some kind of relief. I know a lot of people out in the internet world say, oh, just put on Vaseline and put on gloves, or put on other heavy creams and then just put on gloves and then you'll be okay. That never worked for me. It would always literally just wash off first thing in the morning when I wake up to use the restroom. It would just go down the drain and then I'd be right back at square one. These exfoliators specifically, I cannot speak for any other exfoliators. These ones you use daily. This is what I do. I've been using it for 9 years now. 10 years? I lose track now. It's been a long time. I use it every single day in the shower. You want to use it with water because the water helps the sugar to break down quickly, but it's still effective enough that it's going to remove that layer of the dull, dry skin cells, and then it's going to moisturize at the same time. Now, if you're using something like an apricot scrub, a salt scrub, maybe a chemical peel, I know those ones you have to be more careful about using only a couple times a week. And if you have dry, flaking eczema skin, I would steer clear of anything with like a salt in it or an apricot scrub. You don't want something so abrasive that it's going to cause more harm than good. And salt, incidentally, adds micro tears in the skin, so it's just not a good idea if you have this dry, sensitive, flaking skin type. You get done in the shower, you use the moisturizing exfoliator, you rinse it off with the lukewarm water. Next thing you want to do is to pat dry. This is such an important step when you wash your face, when you're showering, when you're washing your hands. Always, always, always pat dry your hands. Literally, they're just pat dry. I'll tell people this at a market and like, oh, okay, like kind of snicker, like that's funny. But little things added on top of each other makes a big difference in the texture, look, and feel of your skin. You don't want to over dry your skin. That's why pat drying comes in. You're leaving the moisture in your skin. Potentially you're leaving your skin slightly damp even. That's the best if you can. And if you can't, just rub your hands dry so that way they're fully dry. I do that sometimes too. And that will make a big difference. It's just pat dry. Don't rub, don't tug, just pat dry. That's all you let's talk about creams. So I said before, I used to use whatever lotion that smelled good and I would put it on my hands. As long as it smelled good, then I would use it. I never gave two thoughts to what was in the product. Until I started doing my research on the exfoliator, then I realized, okay, well, this is working really good, but I need something more in addition to the exfoliator, especially in the fall and the winter months, because that's when I struggle the most with my skin becoming, on the backs of my hands, super dry, flaking, cracking, red, just awful. So in my research, because I have eczema gets really, really itchy, mango butter came up in my research. So I started experimenting with mango butter. So this is mango butter in a cream. It's a face and body cream. It's a 6-in-1, but the mango butter specifically calms the itch from eczema instantly. It's amazing. And then it keeps it calm all day long. It's a nice, rich, creamy formula. A little bit goes a long way, which is nice. But the mango butter, it repels water naturally, which is awesome, especially if you're using it on your hands, which I do. It literally acts like Rain-X on your hands. So it just makes the water bead right off. It's not washing off when you wash your hands like most lotions do. Most lotions are made with water, so that's why they wash off. But this, I use it also on my face. So daytime moisturizer, nighttime moisturizer, I use it under my eyes directly to help plump fine lines. And then also if you've been doing like face yoga or face exercises, like muscle exercises, which is what I've been doing, this adds a nice slick so that you can use this alone. You don't have to use another product in addition to it to give you that. So you can do the, or if you're doing like gua sha or something like that, this is awesome for that too. So it's a 6-in-1, but you can also use it for that also. So like I said, I use it daytime, nighttime, under my eyes. I continue the cream down my neck and onto my chest because those areas you want to make sure you're taking care of. Also, you want to make sure they're moisturized because eczema and dry skin can pop up anywhere really on the body. So making sure you add a layer of protection of moisturizer, good quality moisturizer like this onto the skin will make a big difference. And it also has organic coconut oil in it with the mango butter. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Maybe there. And then the essential oils to give it scent. So again, very clean, very natural ingredients. So that way it's very, very effective. Again, just a little bit goes a long way. On your hands, a pea size is enough, maybe too much. And then on your face, you just barely tap it is what I do. And then it sprays around all nice and evenly. So it gives me a nice, healthy glow. But again, this is amazing for the hands because it doesn't wash off. So this, I use it twice a day, every single day. And it makes the biggest difference to keep your skin really moisturized and nourished. You want to add either a cool mist diffuser or a cool mist humidifier or a diffuser to your workspace, to your bedroom, anywhere that you're in a lot, adding that moisture into the air because in the fall and the winter months, the humidity usually goes down and that can also play a role in how dry your skin is or how tight and dry it feels. And especially if you can have it so it's like blowing on you, that will add moisture to the air. And as for the diffuser, if you have one, you don't have to put essential oil in it. If you don't want to, you could just run it as is. That's what I have. I have one right next to my office computer. I have it running all the time, so it's actually blowing directly on me, but it makes the biggest difference, which is wild. It's awesome. As you can see, I have my fireplace behind me. I can't get it to work today, so I'll have to fix it, but I did want to show you. My hands are freezing right now, cold. It's fall weather has kicked in very quickly where I am at in the Pacific Northwest. But so like heaters, your work heater, your car heater, any kind of heating source, wood stove, pellet stove, you name it. When I was growing up, I would always go and stand right in front of them with the heat blowing directly onto my hands. And then I would always wonder why my skin was so awful and dry and cracked. That, come to find out, was not helping the situation. So if you want to cozy up next to the fire, who doesn't this time of year? make sure you just cover up with like a blanket, or pull your sweater sleeves down over your skin. You just don't want your bare skin exposed directly to the heat, because that's going to strip your skin of moisture. It's going to make your skin more dry. It could potentially cause the split cuticles to happen. That's painful. Nobody has time for that. Anytime you go outside, you want to wear gloves. And I know some people feel a certain way about gloves, but I'm telling you, these will be your best friend. These are just some faux leather gloves that I have, but they have the finger touch, so I can still use my phone or the screen in the car, whichever. But it just adds a layer of protection for your skin. It keeps the moisture on your skin, so that way if it's raining, the humidity is low, it's snowing, it's blowing, whatever crazy weather is going on outside, your skin is still protected from the elements, and you're going to keep the moisture on your skin. I promise you it'll make the biggest difference, especially if you get the split fingertips. Wearing gloves makes the biggest difference. And you don't need to wait until it's freezing cold out either. If it's below 60 to 50, that's kind of a good rule of thumb. Like, okay, I should put some gloves on. I always like to keep a pair in my purse or another pair in my car, so that way if I switch out purses, I still have gloves. Even if I forget to grab the gloves from one purse to another, I have another set in the car. You can get them at Costco, they're really great. You can get some at Amazon. Just make sure you get the finger touch. Even if it's just cotton gloves, that will help too. You just want to have that layer of protection on your skin to keep your skin moisturized. And a bonus tip to that also, the backs of the hands show signs of aging. So if you're wanting to help prevent signs of aging on your, not just your face, consider your hands too. Your gloves will honestly be your best friend. Be sure to take my fall skincare quiz with the link down below. It's completely free. You just input your answers. It will give you product recommendations based on your answers if you have dry, flaking, eczema skin types.